morning to everyone. Dear Metropolitan, dear Fathers, Mr. President, Your Excellency, MP, Naamtallah, thank you for your speech. It was really rich and challenging, if I may say. It's not my first time to address a distinguished panel at the Council of Churches, Middle East Council of Churches. I've been here and other places for training and conferences, and I really have a lot of appreciation, and I admire your work and your gathering from all over the world with other churches as well. And I would like to thank you for having me here. Well, I'm not gonna start to read my 6 pages of speech. I would like to keep these notes at the disposal of the workshop panel, but rather I would like to talk to you in person and directly in this morning. And I will leave the floor for questions, if any, and this might be more convenient. So it would look like more a dialogue than a speech. But for the work of the workshop and for the materials, my word is written and will be at your disposal. Well, we have witnessed even yesterday an attack against Qatar. So we know, all of us, well, how things are moving and sometimes escalating. So in this context, I'm keen to safeguard and make sure that our country plays the good role and the positioning that should be well established in this challenging context of the Middle East that is continuously changing and witnessing challenges and escalation. So what would be the role of a country, a small country like Lebanon, in this context? This is the main question, I think. And would a small country like ours play the role of peace and stability in this region, and how? And also, a third question, how to prevent and avoid foreign interferences in our situation. Since the internal situation of Lebanon is complicated, it is multi-confessional, as you know. This is good. I think and I believe that this is a value that can be misused as well, especially by foreign powers and the regional interferences. That's why I would say that the main role we're gonna have with your support is not to cut the link with the region, and this is not possible, nor even to avoid totally any interferences which would look like if it is not realistic, let's say. What we can do with the support of the international community is to enhance the internal solidarity, is to support the conviviality between the different sects of the society, of the community here, and try not to have links with regional powers. This is the only way to safeguard Lebanon and to enable it to play its role in this region. Otherwise, it will stay manipulated by those regional powers and misused, and we're gonna pay the price. That's why when President Joseph Aoun was elected like 8 months ago, the main goal and the main spirit in the speech, the memorable speech that he delivered at the parliament, was to enhance the powers and the pros of Lebanon, including especially the immunity that we should have against regional and international interferences. But this has to have a roadmap. The roadmap has had to begin with the re-establishment and restructuring of the regime. There wasn't an active government at that time. If you still recall, we haven't elected a president 2.5 years at that time. So if we look behind like 8 months ago, what's happening now for us is a dream. Having an elected president, reforming a good government, I can say, making the municipal elections that haven't been done like 8 years, voting the laws not only at the government level, but at the executive, but also at the legislative level, having those laws that we have raised 6 years ago about banking issues. If you still recall or heard about lifting banking secrecy, about restructuring the banking sector, everything has been placed in order. Yet we have a lot of things to do. And next month, we're gonna vote for the main banking law, that is the gap resolution. So we have a lot of things ahead. So given this cultural heritage we have, this diversity, this freedom, we can play a role in the region, but this should be within a roadmap, an internal roadmap to rebuild the country first. Mr. President has asked a question about what would be your impression when you come to Lebanon, what would you feel or see changes when you visit. I think for me the answer is easy. When you see the airport, you can feel the change. When you see the road between the airport and other places going forward, you can see the change. If you reach the borders on our north and east side, you can also see how things are stable now. When you see the army deployed in the south for like around new 5,000 soldiers in place, this is a good step. This is not enough yet, but this has been done within only 6 months. In addition to those legal and legislative reforms, not to mention also the port now and the fighting corruption that we're gonna move on with very soon. And we've brought some scanners, and we're fighting all kinds of corruption within only few months. We're trying to move ahead with those reforms. We have nominated a lot of places that were void in the past, and we are moving forward. So there are challenges at one side, especially in the region, but at the other side, I think there are extraordinary opportunities we can make if we rebuild our internal situation positively. So for me, I'm optimistic, as Mr. Na'mat concluded, but this is also subject to efforts we have to make, and we have to keep moving with forward, and subject to your support. So therefore, we seek your good word and good work everywhere for the sake of Lebanon. We are, at least we can say we are on the right track now, on the good track. We're not saying that we have achieved what we aim for, but we have done certain steps, basics, but necessary as well, to rebuild the state. And we have taken hard decisions as well during those past weeks. So there are challenges, of course, but there's a huge opportunity for us now. What is more urgent for us is support. We need now concrete support, now that we have taken substantial and substantive steps forward. We need to cross fingers with the actors in the international scene to receive some backup, and we have urgent needs in this regard. I can inform you about the media sector, for example. In the media sector, which is the public media sector mainly, that reflects the message of conviviality, the message of peace, the message of the state coming back. I mean, let's say, Télé Liban that you see here, the microphone, and the radio, the national radio, and the national agency news, that is the source of news in Lebanon and even in the Arab world, is a source, a main source. So those media tools that reflects the good message of Lebanon have to be enhanced. They need urgent logistics and technical needs. Let's start by computers, by systems, by new technology infrastructure. So the state's role has been found, let's say, is being rebuilt, but we need at the same time a lot of support and an urgent support from the international community.